You guys know the drill by now. It is the 12 days of MLB rankings, where the 12 days leading up to Christmas, including Christmas Day, I am releasing rankings for the best players from each position in Major League Baseball. Today, of course, as you can tell by the title, is going to be ranking the best third baseman from every team in Major League Baseball. And let me tell you, third base is probably the deepest position in Major League Baseball. So many good players, so much talent. This is going to be a tough list. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. That's the best way to show your support on the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, click that sub button, join the team. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions on my rankings as well as your own. And remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. I'm always talking baseball over there. So at the bottom of today's list, we're going to go with Detroit Tigers third baseman Dawel Lugo. Dawel Lugo has only played in 104 games in Major League Baseball thus far in his young career, and it just hasn't really been great. 7 homers, 15 doubles, and 5 triples give him 34 RBIs. A 237 batting average with a 270 on base, 362 slugging gives him an OPS at 632. Offensively, he's just super underwhelming, and feels like the only reason he's getting this kind of playing time is because he's on the Detroit Tigers, who just don't have a lot of talent. Below average fielder, just doesn't really have a lot there. Dawel Lugo, number 30. For the 29th best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Orioles player, Rio Ruiz. Rio Ruiz is just not great. There's really no way around it. He played 127 games last year, and his numbers just weren't very good. 12 homers, 13 doubles, 2 triples, give him 46 RBIs, 232 batting average with a 306 on base. At least he walks a little bit. 376 slugging, though, gives him an OPS at 682. Very below average hitter. I mean, only 27 extra base hits in 127 games. That's super weak. Rio Ruiz, again, is another one of these players who's only getting this playing time because of the team he's on. Otherwise, he's more of a bench bat. Coming in at number 28, we have former Philadelphia Phillies third baseman Maikel Franco. Now, if you watch this guy play against the Mets, you'd think he's probably the best third baseman in the league. But against every other team in baseball, he's pretty terrible. Last year in 123 games, he hit 17 homers with 17 doubles and 56 RBIs, a 234 batting average, on base under 300 at 297, slugging at 409 to give him an OPS at 705. So offensively, he's not the worst, but he's definitely not great. And with the glove over at third base, he's gotten better, but he's still not very good. Doesn't have a great amount of range, nice strong arm, but overall, he's just not a really good third baseman. The Phillies ended up non-tendering him this offseason. He's currently a free agent, and if you take away his numbers against the Mets last year, he only hit 10 home runs and drove in 38. That's not a good year. At number 27, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh Pirates third baseman Colin Moran, who you might know because he was one of the main pieces sent over from Houston to Pittsburgh in the Garrett Cole trade. So far, really hasn't lived up to any of the hype. I mean, Garrett Cole was clearly the better player. In his 2 seasons in Pittsburgh, he's been the main third baseman, averaging 12 homers, 25 doubles, 70 RBIs, a 277 batting average with a 331 on base, 419 slugging, and a 749 OPS. He's like pretty much right around an average third baseman hitting wise, and I would even put him a little bit below because he just doesn't have a lot of power. And defensively, he's super weak. He's not great over there at third base. Kind of clunky, not a lot of range. I think Colin Moran's still improving as a player as the years go on, but so far from what we've seen, I can't really put him that high on the list. How quickly this player has fallen, because at number 26, I've got Evan Longoria of the San Francisco Giants. Only a few years ago was Evan Longoria a top third baseman in Major League Baseball when he was with the Rays, but ever since he made the switch to coming to San Francisco, his career has really taken a nosedive. Now, 2019 was an improvement on his 2018 season, but 2018 was the worst year of his career, so that's not much of an improvement, really. Last year, he hit 20 homers and 19 doubles in 129 games to give him 69 RBIs, nice, 254 average, 325 on base, 437 slugging for 762 OPS. He's still really nice with the glove at third base despite getting up there in age, but the sheer lack of offensive production just makes me put Evan Longoria lower, and I can't imagine his numbers are going to be getting better as he gets older and older. The 25th best third baseman in Major League Baseball is going to go Seattle Mariners player Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager actually had a better year than I thought last year in 2019. Still doesn't mean it was a good one. 23 homers, 19 doubles, 63 RBIs in 106 games, 239 batting average, but that's pretty much what he's normally doing. He's not a high average guy. 321 on base, 468 slugging, give him an OPS at 789. Approaching 800 is very solid. Defensively, he's taken a step back. He's not as good as a fielder as he once was, but that you can expect with age. You get him out of Seattle, he probably plays better, but right now that's where he is, and I'm just not a huge Kyle Seager fan. He's really never excited me as a player. So I got him here at number 25. Projected Texas Rangers third baseman Nick Solak is going to be the guy that I go with at number 24. Now, chances are the Rangers are going to improve at third base. I don't think Solak's going to be their starter next year, but as of right now where I'm recording this, he's their guy. He only played in 33 games last year in his age 24 season. He's a young guy, but he really hit the ball well. 5 homers, 6 doubles, and a triple to give him 17 RBIs and 116 at-bats, a 293 batting average with a 393 on base, 491 slugging to give him an 884 OPS. We have to take his offensive numbers obviously with a grain of salt, which is why I put him here at number 24, but I think that he has the tools to be a fairly decent third baseman in the league. It will just be interesting to see if the Rangers end up choosing him to be their guy in 2020, or they go out and improve and get someone from the free agent market. Regardless, I think Nick Solak has pretty decent potential. 24th feels like a good spot for him. For the 23rd best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I'm gonna go with Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. Yandy had a really nice season in only 79 games last year. Need to see a little bit more game time out of him before I can put him higher, but in those 79 games, he was solid. 14 homers, 20 doubles, 38 RBIs, 267 batting average with a 340 on base, 476 slugging, given an OPS at 816, above average in those 79 games that he did play offensively. Now, defensively, he's not really a third baseman. He plays third, he plays first, but honestly, he's probably more of a DH. So for those reasons, while he did have a nice year in those 79 games, he's not really a true third baseman, so 23 for me. At the number 22 spot, I'm gonna go with Los Angeles Angels third baseman David Fletcher. Now, these videos have been made in advance. I know Anthony Rendon is now the Los Angeles Angels third baseman, but when this was initially recorded, Fletcher was their third base guy. Now, I personally think he projects more as a second baseman, and of course, that's where he'll end up playing, but if we are rating him as a third baseman, I think 22 is the right spot. Not a power guy, but he does get some extra base hits. He had 30 doubles last year with 4 triples and 6 homers. 290 average with a 350 on base. 384 slugging is definitely low. Gives him a 734 OPS, but he's not there to be a high slugging percentage kind of guy. He gets on base and hits for a high average. Great defensively with the glove. I really like it. And at second base, he'd be much higher, but treating him as a third baseman, he's going to be 22. Really disappointed at number 21. It's going to be Matt Carpenter of the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, Carpenter may or may not be the third baseman in 2020. That's why I'm going to include him and Tommy Edman both on this list. But if I'm treating him as a third baseman, like 21's probably the spot. He had a really disappointing 2019 season after an MVP like 2018. Power was down massively, go figure, when everyone's hitting home runs. The walks were down, strikeouts were up. Just wasn't a great year for Matt Carpenter. Career lows in almost every single category. I think he's a better player than he let on in 2019, but right now he's in danger of losing his starting spot. It's probably going to go to Tommy Edman, which leads us to our number 20 player, Tommy Edman. I'm a big fan of Tommy Edman. He can play a variety of different positions, outfield, second base, third base. He can do it all. And in the 92 games he played last year, he showed he needs to be in the lineup every single day. 11 homers, 17 doubles, and 7 triples to give him 36 RBIs in 92 games. A 304 batting average with a 350 on base, 500 slugging, 850 OPS. The dude can definitely smack a baseball. And defensively, he's really strong at pretty much every single position. Now, I put him at 20 a little bit low because I just don't know really what position he falls in. And while he did play the most games at third base last year, he might be playing a variety of different positions next year for the Cardinals, depending on the moves they make. So I think he's really good, but there are a lot of guys ahead of him who had some phenomenal seasons and had more consistency last year. Edman's a beast, so don't take him at 20 being bad. It's just everyone above him is also very good. At number 19 was probably one of the more disappointing players of last season. That's gonna be Vlad Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays. Now, Vlad Jr. is still a beast, don't get me wrong. It's just we thought he was gonna come up and be basically an MVP candidate immediately. It wasn't really fair to hype him up that much. He still had a decent year though. 15 homers, 26 doubles, 2 triples, 69 RBIs, nice. 272 batting average with a 339 on base, 433 slugging, and a 772 OPS, still above average offensively at the plate. Problem is his defense. He's definitely a little slow. He's definitely not in the best shape of his life, but we've seen the potential that he has at the plate. He is going to be an elite hitter. Guy rakes. It's just a matter of putting it all together for a full season, and I expect him to definitely take a step forward in 2020. Coming in at number 18, I'm gonna go with Kansas City Royals third baseman Hunter Dozier. What a breakout season he had in 2019, and that's in the weak Royals lineup where you have nobody else to really pitch to. 26 homers, 29 doubles, and 10 triples, which led all of Major League Baseball to give him 84 RBIs, a 279 average with a 348 on base, 522 slugging, and an 870 OPS. He was fantastic at the plate last year, absolutely elite. You could probably take some of those triples, turn them into home runs. Same thing with the doubles. Kansas City has a huge ballpark. Hunter Dozier can swing the bat. Problem is his glove is pretty weak, very below average defensively at third base. Doesn't really have a position and can't be DH because of course Jorge Soler is there. I like a lot what I saw from Hunter Dozier last year, and I fully expect him to have a strong 2020. Definitely deserves to be inside that top 20. Miguel Sano is going to come in as the 17th best third baseman in Major League Baseball. Now, yes, he might be the Minnesota Twins first baseman in 2020, but based on what we saw last year, he was their third base guy. After a horrible nightmare 2018 season, he came back in 2019 and was a beast. In 380 at-bats, he hit 34 homers and 19 doubles with 2 triples. That's an extra base hit every 7 at-bats and a home run every 10. Nasty. 247 batting average with a 346 on base, 576 slugging to give him a 923 OPS. Disgusting, elite, best of his career, and he only played in 105 games. He figured something out without a doubt last year at the plate. His power was tremendous. Miguel Sano is probably going to end up at first base for them, but right now he was their projected third baseman, so I'm going to rank him as that. Gio Urshela broke out in 2019, a career season, and it puts him at number 16 on my best third baseman list. Last year he played like a top third baseman in the league. 21 homers, 34 doubles, like that's a fantastic year. His slash line was fantastic too. 314 batting average with a 355 on base, 534 slugging, 889 OPS. Those are great numbers. With the glove, some people like to say he's amazing, some people say he's bad. I think he's probably above average with it. He's pretty solid over there at third. I can't put him much higher than 16 because we really have only seen one season out of him, and a lot of the guys listed above him either had better years last year or have done it for longer. If he continues to play this way, Gio Urshela is going to climb fast up this list. He had a really nice year in 2019. I'll admit, I was wrong about him. Right in the middle of today's rankings, at number 15, I've got Brian Anderson of the Miami Marlins. I'm going to show Brian Anderson some love because he deserves it. He's a really solid ball player. In 126 games last year, 20 homers and 33 doubles, hit 261 with a 342 on base, 468 slugging, and an 811 OPS. I'm glad that they're starting to use him more at third base because that's truly his better position. He has a great glove, an absolute cannon of an arm, one of the best arms in Major League Baseball. Don't at me about that. I'm a big Brian Anderson fan. I think he has the potential to be a really solid player for the Marlins in the future, and if he does end up being pretty good, I'm sure they'll end up trading him. So if you're a team who's in need of a third baseman, keep an eye out for Brian Anderson next year. He's a really solid player. Yoan Moncada finally went off last year, so he falls in at number 14. What a season he had. You of course know about him because he was a top prospect traded for Chris Sale. Disappointing in 2018, fantastic in 2019. 25 homers, 34 doubles, and 5 triples, 79 RBIs, 315 batting average, 367 on base, 548 slugging, and 915 OPS, all without doubt's career highs. He cut down on the strikeouts last year, which was a big problem in 2018, where he struck out 217 times. He still struck out a lot, but his game has vastly improved, and he's finally playing like the player everyone expected him to. Now, he's probably more of a second baseman than truly is at third base, but he played a lot of third base last year for the White Sox, and he might do it again in 2020. Great young player, only 24, 25 years old. I like what we saw from him last year. Another player who had a crazy breakout year, Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox, comes in at number 13. Yikes, what a season he had. Oh my goodness. 32 homers, 54 doubles, 4 triples, 115 RBIs. Yes, out of his 201 hits last year, he had 90 extra base hits. Fantastic season. 311 batting average, 361 on base, 555 slugging, and 916 OPS. Devers went off, and he's only 22, 23 years old. The dude's gonna be a special player without a doubt. Defensively, he got better, but he's still not very good. Probably, honestly, more of a first baseman, but he is improving. And at only age 23, the sky is the limit for this guy. He's fantastic. He misses out on the top 10 because, of course, that was a breakout season for him. I can't just go off of one, and he does need to improve a little bit defensively, but he is still unbelievable. I'd take him on my team. At number 12, I've got one of the more underrated players in baseball, Arizona Diamondbacks third baseman Eduardo Escobar. All this guy does is hit. Absolutely mashes. 2018 career season, 48 doubles, 23 homers, 3 triples. And then 2019, he's like, hold on, I'm gonna do even better. 35 homers, 29 doubles, 10 triples, 118 RBIs, a 269 batting average with a 320 on base, 511 slugging, and 831 OPS. Like I said, all this guy does is hit. He's a switch hitter, hits from power from both sides. Defensively, he's actually pretty solid at third base as well. Like, this guy needs to start getting more credit, and I think as the Diamondbacks get better and better, you'll start to see that. It was a great signing by them last year. They got him for dirt cheap. He's a really good third baseman. Just missing out on the top 10, coming in at number 11, I've got New York Mets third baseman Jeff McNeil. Now, again, another guy who projects more as a second baseman, but he's going to be playing third base in 2020. What a year he had last year after coming up in 2018 and surprising a lot of Mets fans. 23 homers, 38 doubles, and a triple to give him 75 RBIs, being pretty much the leadoff guy all season long. 318 batting average with a 384 on base, 531 slugging, and a 916 OPS. Really, really good season, and that was playing multiple different positions every single day. Left field, right field, second base, third base. He's a jack of all trades. I love watching this guy hit. He's one of my favorite players on the Mets. I'm probably showing my Mets bias a little bit here. Probably could have switched him with Rafael Devers, but I love his versatility and the fact that he plays all the positions pretty well. Jeff McNeil is an absolute stud. Which means starting off our top 10 at the number 10 spot, I'm gonna go with Los Angeles Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner. Justin Turner, another third baseman who is criminally underrated. Ever since joining the Dodgers, he has been consistently fantastic. In his 6 years with the Dodgers, he's had an OPS of 887, batting average of 302, on base 381, and slugging 506. That's crazy good. Averaging 19 homers, 28 doubles, a triple, and 64 RBIs every year. His biggest issue has been staying healthy. He's only played more than 140 games once with the Dodgers, but when he is on the field, he makes an immediate impact, doesn't strike out, gets on base, he does it all, and he plays a fairly solid third base. So I like Justin Turner a lot, definitely deserves to be in that top 10. For the 9th best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I'm gonna go with the Chicago Cubs player Kris Bryant. Bryant is a stud. He might even get traded this offseason, which blows my mind because he's just so good. 2018 was a rough season due to injury, but 2019 he was healthy and he was back to his old form. 31 homers, 35 doubles, 77 RBIs, 282 batting average, 382 on base, 521 slugging, 903 OPS. Absolutely rakes at the plate. Defensively at third base, that's definitely his better position, but they stick him in the outfield sometimes. I think if you keep him at third base, you're going to see him be even better than he has been. Just like let him focus on one position and he's going to be great. If the Cubs trade him, they're going to get a ton back for him because he's so young and so talented, they shouldn't trade him because he's a top 10 third baseman in the league. I don't know. I just think he's solid. 9's a good spot. Woo, what a year this guy had. At number 8, we've got Eugenio Suarez of the Reds. 49 homers last year, 22 doubles and 2 triples. Coming off a great 2018 season where he hit 34 homers, drove in 100, OPS at 892. He somehow did better last year. 271 batting average, 358 on base, 572 slugging, and OPS at 930. Those numbers despite leading all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts last year at 189. Imagine if he puts the ball in play just a little bit more. The power numbers are fantastic. He gets on base, high slugging, and he plays a decent enough third base that it doesn't hurt you. He's not a Gold Glover, but he's definitely not below average. Eugenio Suarez is a stud. The league needs to start recognizing it. What a player. At number 7, I'm gonna go with the $300 million man, Manny Machado of the Padres. 2019 was definitely a disappointing season. His power numbers did go down a little bit, but that's expected having played in Baltimore the last few years and moving to San Diego, which is much more of a pitcher's park. But regardless, still a decent year. 32 homers, 21 doubles, and 2 triples for 85 RBIs, a 256 batting average, 334 on base, 462 slugging, give him a 796 OPS. I think last year he put a lot of pressure on himself, and I expect him in 2020 to have an even better year. Like, if that's one of the worst years you're gonna get out of him, that's pretty incredible, because he still pretty much had an OPS at 800. And of course, with the glove, he's nasty. He makes crazy good plays, has a cannon of an arm, one of the better fielding third basemen in the league. Say what you want about him as a person, he may rub you the wrong way, but as a player, he's a star. Coming in at number 6, I got Josh Donaldson, who's a free agent, but of course played for the Braves last year. After an injury-riddled 2018, he took a chance on himself in 2019 with a 1-year contract, and he proved he's back. 37 homers, 33 doubles, 94 RBIs, and 155 games played, 259 average, with a 379 on base. He walked 100 times last year, 521 slugging, and a 900 OPS. Got him MVP votes. He finished 11th in the National League in that. Defensively, stud. I love his glove. He just attacks the baseball at the plate. Josh Donaldson's a complete player. He's about to get paid this offseason. I'm glad to see him back to his old form, because when he was in his MVP days with Toronto, he was a really exciting player to watch. But he just misses out in the top 5 because the top 5 is loaded. Getting my top 5 started for the 5th best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I'm gonna go with Indians player Jose Ramirez. Now, Jose Ramirez had great seasons in 2017 and 2018, but 2019 he took quite the step back. The first half of the season, it was like he forgot how to play baseball. A strong second half helped his numbers out, but it still wasn't a fantastic year from him. 23 homers, 33 doubles, and 3 triples, stole 24 bases, drove in 83 runs, a 255 batting average, 327 on base, 479 slugging, gave him an 806 OPS. Still a solid year, just not the level that we expected him to be. I'm not gonna absolutely crush him for it because I still think he's a really talented player, and of course he's in my top 5, but he's definitely not one of the top third basemen in the league because we have seen a little bit of inconsistency from him. 2019 did scare me a little bit. Coming in at number 4, I've got Oakland A's third baseman Matt Chapman, and let me tell you, it's very close. He can go in any spot probably except number 1. He's a star. 36 homers, 36 doubles, 3 triples, and 91 RBIs, a 249 batting average with a 342 on base, 506 slugging, gives him an 848 OPS. Really good player offensively, and imagine if he didn't play in Oakland, those numbers are probably even better. And then we have to talk about his glove, because he's probably, if not the best fielding third baseman in baseball. It's between him and Arenado. The plays that he makes are jaw-dropping. He is unbelievable. Cannon of an arm, insane range. People will critique him for his errors, but he gets judged a little bit harder than most because of how many amazing plays he can make. A lot of these errors aren't balls that people can get to. Matt Chapman is an absolute stud. He is a star in the league. I just can't put him above number 4 yet because the guys ahead of him are just so good. Third base is loaded. For the 3rd best third baseman in Major League Baseball, we've got newly acquired Los Angeles Angel Anthony Rendon. He is so good. He got paid finally. He deserves it. He's incredible. 2019 finished 3rd in the MVP voting in the National League, career season, and it's not like the previous years were bad. I mean, 2 straight seasons of OPS above 900. Just 2019 he finished with an OPS at 1,000. 34 homers, 44 doubles, 3 triples to give him a Major League best 126 RBIs, 319 batting average, 412 on base, 598 slugging, and like I said, 1010 OPS. He walks a ton. He doesn't strike out. He's constantly putting the ball in play. He's a pretty solid defender at third base, not one of the best, but definitely above average. He can do it all. He is a class hitter. I love watching Anthony Rendon play. I'm glad he's out of the National League East. I can finally root for the guy. He's a stud. Which brings us to number 2 now, and for the 2nd best third baseman in baseball, I gotta go with Alex Bregman. Huge Alex Bregman fan. And what a year he had. He almost beat Mike Trout in the MVP. Do you guys know how hard that is? Mike Trout's the best player in baseball. Might go down as the best of all time, and Bregman almost beat him last year. 41 homers, 37 doubles, and 2 triples give him 112 RBIs. This coming off of 2018 where he hit 31, 51 in a triple. Like, crazy good 2018, even better 2019. He walked a Major League best 119 times, striking out only 83, 296 batting average, 423 on base, 592 slugging to give him an OPS at 1015. What are those numbers offensively? They are crazy good. And in the field, Alex Bregman is a stud as well. He's not going to win a Gold Glove because you have Matt Chapman playing in the American League as well. But let me tell you, he plays Gold Glove caliber defense at third. He even played shortstop last year when Correa was hurt. That's how good he is. Bregman is a star, one of my favorite players in the league, just misses out on being the best player in Major League Baseball because at number 1, we're going with Nolan Arenado of the Rockies. He's just done it for longer, and he's unbelievable. Since 2015, this guy has played at an extremely high level. Like, listen to these averages in the last 4 or 5 seasons. His slash line is 300 with a 362 on base, 575 slugging, OPS at 937. Disgusting. He averages 40 homers with 38 doubles and 4 triples with 124 RBIs. I don't care about the Coors effect. He hits. I know his numbers get worse on the road, but so do pretty much everybody's. And I don't think that there's a GM in baseball right now that wouldn't take Nolan Arenado given the chance. They wouldn't say, oh, well, he plays in Coors. He's really not that good. Nolan Arenado is unbelievable. Did I mention how good he is defensively? Because he's probably 1B in the rankings, only behind Matt Chapman with the glove. And even then, you can make an argument. Cannon of an arm. Range is unbelievable. Some of the balls he gets to doesn't even make sense. Unbelievably athletic. The guy is a star. Signed a massive contract with the Rockies. There's thoughts that they might trade him. I don't see it happening. How could you trade this guy? He's finished in the top 10 of the MVP voting since 2015. Like, I just read you his 5-year averages. 40 homers a year with Gold Glove defense. How do you beat this? He is without a doubt the best third baseman in baseball. So those are my rankings of the best third baseman from every team in Major League Baseball. I'd love to know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. I love to hear what you have to say. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. That's a great way to show your support for the channel. As well as you have not yet subscribed, click that sub button, join the team. What are you waiting for? Remember, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. Always talking baseball over there. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. You guys have been listening to me a lot recently, so you know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you so much for watching today's ranking video. I got more coming at you as the days go on. I appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow for another video. Bye.